If you need a go-to holiday roll recipe, this is the one that you're gonna wanna make. This is a golden, soft, homemade roll recipe, and it has this amazing garlic, butter, herb topping on top. They are super impressive and easy to make. So follow along step by step, and I'll show you just how easy it is to make a yeast dinner roll. Welcome back. I'm Jill at thecarefreekitchen.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really easy yeast dinner roll. Don't be scared. I'll show you how to do it. But first of all, these are the ingredients that we're going to need. And you don't need to worry about writing this down. I have all the instructions and a printable recipe with the link in the description box. So this is 1 1/4 cups water, and you're going to want it to be about 110 degrees if you don't know. And then I have some active dry yeast here, and you can use quick yeast is actually the best one for this recipe. And then some sugar, because the sugar will help your yeast rise. I have a little bit of avocado oil. You can use regular vegetable oil here too. And then of course we have an egg, which also helps the bread be soft. And then we have flour, and I'll show you some tricks on adding your flour so that you don't add too much or not enough flour to your roll recipe. And then of course for my topping, I have some butter, and we're gonna use some fresh garlic and then also some parsley. And these are some salt flakes, and I love to have these on hand for like sprinkling on top of caramel or this roll recipe, which it just is so beautiful and makes it so delicious. Okay, so into my mixing bowl, I'm going to add my warm water. And again, this is about 110 degrees if you want to be technical. And then I have a tablespoon of instant dry yeast and then 3 tablespoons of sugar. What you're looking for here is that you want your yeast to, they call it bloom. And I'm just going to give it a quick little stir, and then you can let it sit for just like 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so as you can see, this is like a little bit frothy on top, and then it has the water. It's more of a watery mixture on the bottom, and that's perfect. This means that our yeast is ready to go, and we can add our other ingredients. So to this, I'm going to add my avocado oil, and then I'm going to add 1 egg, and just a whole egg. And I've made this mistake so many times. Don't forget the salt in your bread. You cannot recover from that. You have to start over. So be sure to get your salt every time in your bread. So I'm going to put this on my stand mixer and add my flour. And the trick when you're adding flour is you want to add maybe 3/4 of your flour and let that mix up really well. And then you add the last little bit slowly. And what we're looking for here is that on the sides of the bowl, you want the dough to pull away from the side of the bowl. And that's when you know that you've added just the right amount of flour. Okay, so this is when your dough is all done and you've added enough flour. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of flour to my cutting board here. So this is still a little bit sticky, which is fine because I'm adding flour a little bit here at the end to get these rolls. I'm just gonna cut this. When I am making a roll, I want them all to be about the same size. So I like to kind of turn it inside out of itself. And then I use one hand to just pinch it a little bit. And then for my baking dish, I like to do just a 9x13, and I'm going to spray it with non-stick cooking spray. And what we're looking for here is you want a really smooth top to this so that when they rise, they all rise uniformly. The best thing to do is to put it in a warm place to rise. If you have maybe a warm oven or maybe it's warm outside, that's perfect. Just cover it with a towel and let it sit for about 15 minutes and your rolls will be ready to go. Okay, so as you can see, the rolls are touching each other here. That's when you know your rolls have raised just enough. So what I'm going to do now is just add a little bit of a milk topping. You could actually do like an egg wash on top. For the garlic butter topping, I'm just going to chop a couple cloves of garlic, and I'm going to mince this pretty finely. So I'm going to pick that up with my knife and just put it into my pot. I'm going to add 1/3 cup butter, and then I need about a tablespoon of parsley, and then again mince this up really well. And I will add this just as my garlic is done cooking. All right, you can just cook this on like medium-high heat. You want the garlic to be translucent. We're also going to add our parsley now. I'm gonna add my garlic butter. It will also, you can brush more on too. This just makes a melt in your mouth. And I like to finish off these rolls with just a little sprinkle of this sea salt. Okay, here are my garlic butter herb rolls. They are golden brown and soft and beautiful. And with that garlicky, buttery, herby topping, I mean, chef's kiss, these are so yummy. They have this like flaky sea salt on top and they are warm and ready to enjoy. So I'm gonna pull one out here and see if I can get it. I mean, take a look. That is like the perfect golden brown on the bottom, and it is perfectly soft and spongy and bounces right back. Look at that roll, and should we see what it looks like inside? Oh, the steam coming off of it. Look how beautiful that is. So delicious. It is, I mean, is there anything better than a homemade roll? I could eat these again and again and again. So wonderful. They just kind of make me want to dance in the kitchen. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my how to make these garlicky, buttery, amazing dinner rolls. They are so fantastic and everyone loves them. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me here, and I will show you all kinds of fun and easy recipes that your family will love. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.